Buckingham Palace has tonight announced the death of the oldest member of the royal family, Katharine, the Duchess of Kent. Catherine Worsley was a member of the British aristocratic class who married Prince Edward, the first cousin of Queen Elizabeth II, in 1961.
Catherine, Duchess of Kent, was known for her kindness and influence within the British royal family. Today, Buckingham Palace announced her death. This news comes with surprising details that suggest her passing might not be as private as previously thought. The traditional notice was posted outside the palace's railings, revealing a darker story than anyone expected. What secrets might be hidden behind Catherine's death? Join us as we explore this troubling revelation. A life of compassion and quiet influence. Catherine, the Duchess of Kent, was proud of her Yorkshire roots and became a beloved local icon. On a national level, she was a familiar and warm presence at Wimbledon. Her authentic charm came from her kindness, especially towards the runners-up. Instead of letting them suffer in their loss, she offered comfort, encouragement, and empathy. This genuine approach won many fans who saw her as a royal with a big heart. She dedicated over 40 years to public service, balancing countless duties and inspiring the next generation of royals. To many, she represented what the monarchy should be: dedicated, kind, and humble. When she married into the royal family 64 years ago, she became a strong ambassador for the British royals. However, royal life was not as glamorous as it seemed. Her marriage faced challenges. People doubted her ability to fit in, and many questioned if it would last. The early years were tough as her husband's military job often kept him away for long periods. She lived like an army wife, managing royal pressures alone while coping with loneliness. This led to severe depression that nearly ended their marriage. Some say she even considered divorce, which would have been shocking for a royal. Despite this, she kept going quietly, maintaining her public image while dealing with her struggles inside. She wisely stepped back from many public events as time passed, remaining low-key without seeking attention. She also made bold choices, like converting to Catholicism, which was rare among royals. She later focused on helping children, saying, "I learned way more from those children than I ever taught them," showing her humble spirit that everyone loved. The public admired her, and she effectively supported causes that other royals sometimes overlooked. Even in her later years, when most people retire, she dedicated her time, energy, and care to others. So, what was the big turning point in her life? Let's find out. The royal wedding, a union steeped in history. Catherine Worsley's life changed dramatically when she met Prince Edward, the Duke of Kent. He is the oldest son of Prince George and Princess Marina of Greece and Denmark. They met while he was stationed at Catterick Camp, and their romance quickly began. On June 8, 1961, they married at a beautiful York Minster ceremony. This wedding was special because it was the first held there in 633 years. The last had been King Edward III marrying Philippa of Hainault in 1328. The day was filled with tradition and joy. Catherine's father proudly walked her down the aisle. Edward's brother, Prince Michael, was the best man, and young Princess Anne was a bridesmaid. The Archbishop of York, Michael Ramsay, conducted the service, blending faith with royal tradition. The guest list included many notable figures, such as actor and playwright Noel Coward, film star Douglas Fairbanks Jr., and royals from several countries. Catherine wore a stunning fine white silk gauze dress designed by John Kavanagh. The dress had a high neck, long sleeves, and a long train. It used 273 yards of fabric. She completed her look with the Kent diamond and pearl fringe tiara, which held her veil and sparkled beautifully. Catherine and Edward welcomed 3 children. Their first, George, Earl of St. Andrews, was born on June 26, 1962, at their home, Coppens. He later married Silvana Tomaselli. Lady Helen Taylor was born on April 28, 1964, at Coppens, and married Timothy Taylor. Their youngest, Lord Nicholas Windsor, was born on July 25, 1970 at King's College Hospital in London, marrying Paola Doemi de Lupus de Frankopan in 2006. However, they faced challenges too. In 1975, Catherine had a miscarriage due to rubella, and in 1977 she lost a baby named Patrick. This brought her deep sadness and led to a period of depression. She spoke in 1997 about how difficult it was and how it increased her compassion for women who have also experienced stillbirth. As the Duchess of Kent, Catherine's life extended beyond Britain. During Edward's military service, she lived in Hong Kong and Germany, dealing with the ups and downs of that lifestyle. Together, they represented the Queen at various global events, including Uganda's independence celebration and the King of Tonga's coronation. They lived at Wren House in Kensington Palace from 1972 to 1990, and later leased Anmer Hall in Norfolk for a quiet retreat. Katharine showed grace, kindness, and strength throughout their journey, always supporting her husband. But what led her to join the Catholic Church? Let's explore that next. Royal Catholicism, a historic conversion. In January 1994, Katharine, the Duchess of Kent, made a significant choice. She joined the Catholic Church. She was the first British royal to do this since King Charles II in 1685. This was not a quick decision. She felt strongly about it and received support from Queen Elizabeth II, the reigning monarch at that time. In a BBC interview, Katharine shared her feelings about her faith. She appreciated the structure the Catholic Church provided. "It offers you guidelines," she said. "I've always craved that in my life. I like knowing what's expected, like being told, go to church on Sunday, or you're in trouble." Her comments reflected her disciplined nature and a touch of humor. Katharine's decision was necessary because of the British royals' history with Catholicism. Since the 1701 Act of Settlement, marrying a Catholic meant losing a place in the line of succession. However, Katharine's case was different. The rule didn't apply if the Anglican spouse converted later. She was Anglican when she married Prince Edward, Duke of Kent, so his place in line was safe. Katharine's faith inspired her family. Their younger son, Lord Nicholas Windsor, became Catholic, along with their grandson, Lord Downpatrick, and granddaughter, Lady Marina. Her choice influenced the next generations to embrace Catholicism. The situation was different for their older son, George, Earl of St. Andrews. He lost his place in line when he married a Catholic. However, in 2013, the Succession to the Crown Act allowed people who married Catholics to regain their place. As a result, the Earl was reinstated. Today, the Kent dukedom is not affected by those old succession rules. Lord Downpatrick, being Catholic, can still inherit the title of Duke of Kent. His faith will not prevent him from taking on family duties. At first glance, Katharine's choice in 1994 might seem personal, but it had a broader impact. It challenged old royal traditions, influenced her children and grandchildren, and showed that faith and progress can exist together, even in one of the world's oldest monarchies. Katharine's historical background, roots of resilience. Let's discuss Katharine's background and the resilience she has built over the years. Katharine Lucy. Mary Worsley was born on February 22, 1933, at Hovingham Hall in Yorkshire. She was the fourth child and the only girl of Sir William Worsley, the 4th Baronet and Lord Lieutenant of the North Riding, and his wife Joyce Morgan Brunner, who lived from 1895 to 1979. Katharine's family has a rich history. On her mother's side, Joyce was the only daughter of Sir John Brunner, the 2nd Baronet, and the granddaughter of the 1st Sir John Brunner, who founded Brunner Mond, which became Imperial Chemical Industries ICI. On her father's side, her lineage goes back to the 17th century, and she is a direct descendant of Oliver Cromwell, England's Lord Protector, through his youngest daughter, Frances Cromwell, later Lady Russell. This background connects her to significant parts of British politics and the economy. Katharine was baptized at All Saints Church in Hovingham on April 2, 1933. Her godparents included her uncle, Sir Felix Brunner, Major Sir Digby Lawson, her Aunt Lady Coke, and Margaret Darcy Fife from Nunnington Hall. Although she came from a privileged background, her early years were different. She did not attend formal school until she was 10. When she started, she went to Queen Margaret's School in York, and then to Runton Hill School in North Norfolk. Here she developed a love for music. She learned to play the piano, organ, and violin. By her final year, she became the music secretary and organized recitals and shows in Norwich. After finishing school, Katharine excelled in oral French and English literature. She later praised cellist Jacqueline Dupre in a documentary. Before finding her path, she worked at a children's home in York and a nursery school in London. She applied to the Royal Academy of Music but did not get in. Instead, she followed her brothers to Oxford and enrolled in a small finishing school run by Miss Hubler, which had only 8 students. She focused on music, learning from 3 teachers: Miss Hubler for French literature, painting, and history, a French woman for cooking, and a Viennese woman for music lessons. Katharine's family history, passion for music, and early experiences made her a creative person with a strong sense of history. Her journey was not typical, but her determination and love for music set her apart in her family and later with her royal connections. What challenges did she face in her later years? Let's explore that next. Katharine Kent's hidden life. trials and triumphs in later years. In 1978, Katharine faced a tough time and spent weeks in the hospital due to nervous strain. Soon after, the BBC reported that she had coeliac disease and the Epstein-Barr virus. These health issues can make a person feel very fatigued, leaving her exhausted. Fast forward to 1999, when she got involved in a royal situation. A close friend had died, leaving behind a 12-year-old son. Katharine wanted to invite him to the royal box at Wimbledon to lift his spirits, but her request was denied. The All England Club's chairman, John Curry, sent a cold letter saying only royal children could sit there. They offered her different seats, but she was upset and decided to boycott the event. By 2002, she felt overwhelmed by public attention and decided to step back from her royal duties. She no longer used the title Her Royal Highness in daily life and appeared publicly less often. People started calling her Catherine Kent, or Katharine, Duchess of Kent, but she still held the HRH title officially. Despite this change, she attended important events like Prince William and Kate Middleton's wedding in 2011, the Queen's Diamond Jubilee in 2012, and Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's wedding in 2018. However, she skipped Queen Elizabeth II's funeral in 2022 and King Charles III's coronation in 2023. Her true passions were more important to her than titles. In December 1989, she appeared on BBC Radio 4's Desert Island Discs. She picked Mozart's Ave Verum Corpus as her favorite song, a DIY manual for her book, and a solar-powered lamp as her luxury item. She started teaching music 1996 at Wansbeck Primary School in Hull and gave piano lessons in a rented flat near Kensington Palace. She supported young talent by serving as president of the Royal Northern College of Music, directing the National Foundation for Youth Music from 1999 to 2007, and co-founding Future Talent to help children from challenging backgrounds enter the music world. In 2004, she said teaching was a privilege and one of the most exciting jobs out there. In a 2005 BBC Radio 3 interview, Katharine, the Duchess of Kent, talked about her love for rap music and her favorite artist Dido, especially her song Thank You. She actively supported the Making Music charity and was a patron for the BBC Young Musician Competition in 2004 and 2006, helping kids get involved in the arts. In 2011, she was linked to a phone hacking scandal but continued her charity work. In May 2016, she hosted a kids' concert at Buckingham Palace and became an ambassador for the Samaritans in August, a cause she had supported since 1971. Katharine's last public appearance was on October 9, 2024, celebrating her husband's 89th birthday. She passed away on September 4, 2025, at Kensington Palace at 92. Buckingham Palace announced her death the next day, and flags at royal and government buildings flew at half-mast in her honor. Her coffin will first lie in the private chapel at Kensington Palace and then go to Westminster Cathedral for her funeral on September 16, 2025. This funeral will be the first modern Royal Catholic ceremony, followed by her burial at the Royal Burial Ground in Frogmore. What do you think caused Katharine, the Duchess of Kent's death? Share your thoughts in the comments. Please like and subscribe.